The village of Umuoma was small and peaceful. The people there were farmers and traders, happy with their simple lives. But every Christmas, something unusual happened. Chief Azunna, a rich man from the city, would visit the village. Chief Azunna always came in big cars with loud horns announcing his arrival. His clothes were fine, shining in the sunlight, and he always had sacks of money and gifts with him. The villagers loved him. Chief Azunna has come again, children would shout, running through the street. Soon, everyone would gather at the village square. Chief Azunna smiled and gave out gifts. He gave money to the men, wrappers to the women, toys to the children, and plenty of food for everyone. The villagers danced and sang, blessing him with prayers. But hidden behind his smile was a dark secret that no one knew. Chinonso, a young farmer in the village, was not as excited as the others. Over the years, he had noticed strange things happening after Chief Azunna's visit. 2 years ago, his best friend Obiora had taken money from Chief Azunna. At first, everything seemed fine, but soon after, Obiora's farm failed. His health got worse, and he lost all hope. Then there was Nneka the seamstress, who took gifts from Chief Azunna. After his visit, her shop burned down and she became poor. Pamosu, the oldest man in the village, also fell sick and could no longer walk. It seemed like bad things happened to people who took Chief Azunna's gift. Chinonso could not understand why. He told his grandmother Mamugu about his worries. She was wise and had lived a long life. Mama, something is not right about Chief Azunna, Chinonso said. Why do bad things happen to people who take his gift? Mamugo looked at Chinonso with serious eyes. My son, not all gifts are good. Some gifts come with hidden troubles. A man can give with one hand and take with the other. Chinonso nodded. He trusted his grandmother's wisdom and decided to keep an eye on Chief Azunna. That night, Mamugo had a strange dream. She saw a big clay pot sitting in the middle of the forest. Inside the pot were papers with people's names written on them, floating in dark red liquid. A shadowy figure stood over the pot chanting strange words, and glowing mist rose from the pot into the figure. Mamugo woke up sweating, her heart pounding. The next morning, she told Chinonso about the dream. Chief Azunna is doing something evil, she whispered. I don't know what it is, but we must find out. But how, Mama? Chinonso asked. He is powerful and everyone loves him. We must wait and follow him, Mamugo replied. The truth will show itself. On Christmas Eve, the village was alive with excitement. Drummers played their drums, children laughed, and everyone waited for Chief Azunna to arrive. Soon, his convoy of black cars appeared, their engines rumbling loudly. Chief Azunna stepped out, smiling and waving. He wore a long flowing agbada that sparkled in the evening light. His servants carried sacks of money and boxes of gifts. He handed out wads of cash, bags of rice and cartons of drinks to the villagers. Merry Christmas to you all, he said in a loud, cheerful voice. The people cheered and thanked him. But Chinonso stood at the back of the crowd watching quietly. He noticed something strange. Chief Azunna always touched the hand of anyone he gave money to, and his smile seemed too wide, too forced. That night, while the villagers celebrated with food and drinks, Chinonso and Mamugo waited. They hid near the edge of the forest, where the new Chief Azunna always went after his visit. It was late when they saw him. Chief Azunna walked out of his house, carrying a large clay pot covered with a black cloth. He moved quickly and looked around as if to make sure no one was watching. Chinonso and Mamugo followed him quietly, keeping their distance. The forest was dark and the only sound was the crunch of dried leaves under their feet. Chief Azunna stopped at a small clearing near the village shrine. He placed the clay pot on the ground, removed the black cloth and began to chant strange words. Chinonso and Mamugo hid behind a tree, watching in silence. Chief Azunna lit a small fire beside the pot. Then he reached out and pulled out a bundle of papers. "These are their names," he said, his voice cold and deep. "Spirit of wealth, take their destinies and make me richer." He threw the papers into the pot. A red mist began to rise, swirling around him. Chief Azunna stood still, his arm outstretched. As the mist entered his body, his face lit up with an evil smile. Chinonso's heart pounded. "Mama is stealing our destinies," he whispered. "Yes," Mama Ugo said, her voice shaking. "Now we know the truth." The next morning, Chinonso and Mama Ugo traveled to the neighboring village to meet a powerful native doctor called Ezemo. Ezemo was known for his ability to fight evil forces. After hearing their story, Ezemo nodded. "Chief Azunna is a wicked man," he said. "He uses dark powers to steal the lives and futures of others. But his time is up. I will help you." Ezemo gave Mama Ugo a special charm, a small bottle filled with mysterious liquid. "Throw this into the pot during his ritual," he said. "It will break the spell and expose him." Chinonso and Mama Ugo returned to Umuoma, ready to act. On Christmas Eve the following year, Chief Azunna returned, giving out even more gifts than before. The villagers cheered and sang, unaware of his evil deeds. That night, Chinonso and Mama Ugo followed him again. As expected, he carried the clay pot to the forest and began his ritual. This time, Mama Ugo crept closer, holding the charm tightly in her hand. Chief Azunna was too focused on his chanting to notice her. When the lead mist began to rise, Mama Ugo threw the charm into the pot. The pot exploded with a loud bang, and a bright light filled the forest. Chief Azunna screamed as the red mist turned back and surrounded him. "No! What is happening?" he cried, trying to escape, but his feet were stuck to the ground. Ezemo appeared from the shadows, chanting powerful words. "Your evil days are over, Azunna. You will no longer steal from innocent people." The black mist began to pull at Chief Azunna, making him weaker and weaker. His fine clothes turned to rags, and his once proud face was filled with fear. At dawn, the villagers gathered near the shrine, drawn by the noise. They found Chief Azunna on the ground, trembling and powerless. Ezemo told them everything. "This man has been stealing your destinies for years. That is why you suffer after taking his gift." The villagers were shocked and angry. They turned to Chief Azunna, who begged for mercy, but no one listened. Ezemo reversed the spell, returning the stolen destinies to their rightful owners. The villagers immediately felt lighter and happier. Those who had been sick became well, and those who had lost hope felt their dream return. Chief Azunna was banished from the village, caused to wander alone for the rest of his life. From that day on, the villagers of Umuoma learned to be careful of gifts that seemed too good to be true. They celebrated Christmas by sharing what they had with them. And so, the story of Chief Azunna became a warning for generations. Not all that glitters is gold.